start to the podcast.
What is up? Welcome to the Smalley Talk Podcast OG episode. It's been a long time, buddy. Got my boy Chris here. What's up, Chris?
What's up? What's up?
Dude, look, for those who can't see the video, for those who have no visual.
Is this a video-based podcast
dude,
now?
Chris has got a string tank top on, dude.
It's my running.
His shoulders are popping, dude. His
shoulders.
shoulders are popping. His taco meat's hanging out, dude. We got the real deal here. So, baby, if you're not subscribing to our YouTube channel, this is the time to go subscribe because you need the full visual. Can we get a nip, dude? Can we get a nip?
I did not realize that this is we were doing video every episode. Probably wouldn't have warned us.
You always got to be prepared, dude. I mean,
yes.
You know,
yeah, been a minute since we did a OG episode of the pod.
I'm excited for it, dude.
People asking me, "Are you even doing this anymore? Why are you mad? What's going on? Are you retiring?"
I actually have heard more. Is Chris dead? That's like more the question I was hearing. Did he have a heart attack? He looked like he might have a heart attack.
It's nice that people assume that my health is failing as opposed to just me being busy. Really nice.
He came down with ALS, dude. he's retiring from the pod.
Oh my God. I'm self-diagnosed.
We both one of the biggest coincidences in the history of humankind, dude. We both thought we had ALS.
How much does it change things if you say I was diagnosed with something and then you say self-diagnosed?
just leave that out.
I was self-diagnosed with this.
It went away, dude. Just went away. Cured.
I mean, potentially one of the only curative outcomes.
We went on the carnivore diet, dude, and just beat that bitch. You know, listen to Joe Rogan. He's like, dude, just eat all meat. All your disease will go away.
I took some horse dewormer and cured myself.
You listen to Trump, baby. Trump gets the best. Him and RFK, dude. Just listen to those guys. You'll be prime time, dude, if you listen to those guys' health advice. I will say RFK's at least ripped, you know. So
yeah, RFK, definitely somebody I trust with health for sure. I mean, he is ripped. So, obviously, maybe the decades long philandering and heroin addiction probably, I don't know.
Yeah, discredit him a little bit.
And admitting on the record that you had a brain-eating amoeba, in a deposition.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I will say this.
Jacked as hell. The
other side of the coin, I don't trust anymore. I mean, whether it's Fauci or the FDA or whatever, dude, like I'm not taking my health advice from government, dude. Not happening.
Yeah,
so
not happening. They're trying to get us worked up for another one. How funny is that? I told you about it on the way home. I was like, just wait. Another pandemic.
Which one? What is the new one?
The new one's the hantavirus. They're trying their damn best to get you going on the hantavirus.
Can't fool me once.
Fool me once, dude.
Yeah.
I don't even care. There'll be people next time. It'll be like Ebola or something, and I'll just be like, I don't trust it. I don't even want a vaccine, dude. I don't trust it. So
yeah,
who knows? We're all living. We're all doing our thing. I mean,
I know the greatest monologue in the history of Smalley Talk came out of COVID. So we should replay that sometime. You don't remember that? That's great.
I remember. Yeah, no, I don't remember really. I remember doing episodes.
Awesome. Oh yeah. Yeah, it was a good monologue. It was about.
I remember coming over and coughing into your mouth just so that we could. If I was going down
together.
With me.
Yeah. Well, dude, it's May 28th, we just got off of Memorial Day weekend, which is sort of I think we were both having a little bit of, a little missing the boys trip. We were we were kind of regretting that we didn't plan something because we, have done it on Memorial Day weekend a lot of the years, which feels kind of late now that, I don't know,
Yeah.
it feels kind of late.
It does.
Yeah, which we go up north, so it's a different time of year up there. But yeah, dude, it's May 28th. I feel like the fishing season has pretty much hit, like, it's summer, dude. Like, it's summer. Like,
Well, the flooding definitely didn't help. I mean, it's,
yeah,
we finally got some rain about
I'm
the
not
time the smallmouth
complaining
start
about that
popping.
though.
About the time the
I'm not.
smallmouth start popping fry, we got flooded, so it's good for them.
Yeah. I don't know if I don't know how much of a difference this rain is going to make, like in July, for instance, or really more so like the fall.
We
If
needed it.
it'll,
We for
yeah, I
sure.
mean, dude, it's been so low the last like 7 years. It's crazy. But I mean, this episode, since we haven't done an OG episode in a while, I wanted to recap kind of the spring, our spring and, some of the trips we've taken. And, you and I fished together a couple times. We did the Erie trip together. So we had that. But other than that, I think, did we go to White once or twice? Is it just the one time?
I think we just did white together once. Yeah.
I feel
I
like we
went
did
up and did
another.
it. I went up and did it a couple times on my own too, but yeah, I think you just did it once.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, I feel like this spring has been like pre-spawn is always the time where we're just like, you're coming out of the winter stuff and you're just like, dude, I want to like just experience that just good moving bait bite. That's really what you're looking for, fat fish. And I will say, man, even to this point, I didn't have like a lights out. I always try to rate my trips on like, grading scale, and you know, you're always looking for that A plus trip. I have not had an A plus trip. I've had some A minus, but they've been shorter. I've had a lot of B minus trips, a lot of B minus trips. And I don't know what caused it this year because I put in the time, dude. I just like feel like I didn't hit. Caught a lot of big fish. I got or 8. I don't know how many 20s I've got. I think I got 8 or 9 20s on the year.
It's
A
pretty good.
22 in there, So a lot of big fish, but the just like the days where you go out and you catch 10, 18s, in Indiana. I just didn't really ever hit those, and I don't know why, but regardless, I mean, I can't complain because of some of the bigger fish I caught. But yeah, just I would say if I was giving the spring a grade, I'd say like a B. It's a B spring,
B spring. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not been I haven't really gotten to go out nearly as much as I want. But yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
I
I've
know.
not really had like a stellar trip yet this spring either. I guess it's over now. And I
I mean,
actually
the one that me and you did it wasn't a full day. That I feel like that was pretty good
I was
on
good.
white.
That was my best day so far, this
Caught a
year.
20 at the ramp before I even got in the
Yeah,
boat.
I know.
So yeah.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, and that was like what we were fishing for 3 hours, 3.5 hours, something. So, it
Mhm.
wasn't a crazy long trip. Yeah, I don't know. It's just been, I'm not sure what it is. I noticed, less people on the water this year, other than the trip that I did to Noblesville, which was miserable because there were people literally at every corner. But yeah, less people on the water for sure. That could be a
We'll
product
take that.
of the stretches that we're doing. But yeah, I mean, decent, decent spring. I think, a couple times we kind of had it lined up where we thought we were going to have great days just because of the weather and the flow, and they just didn't materialize,
There was one particular day when I think it was lined up.
Yeah, you had a call for shot. You're like, oh, we're gonna have a huge day.
I woke up super early. We're playing hooky, getting all ready. I'm hyped up, getting my car. I pull out of my driveway. I'm almost out of my neighborhood. Chris calls me. He's like, "Oh, I fell off my boat and twisted my ankle and canceled, dude. Maybe go back home." I had to unload all of my stuff and then go to work, dude. How like bad was that? That sucked
for you. Dude. I mean, it was terrible for you. I mean, one of the worst. For me, I mean, I said sprained my ankle and really bad and like over Labor Day, and was just starting to recover, and then sprained it again, and still am not back, and feel like it might be a lifelong injury. But yeah, I mean, for you, that missing that fishing
lifelong
has been really bad. I do, for real. I legitimately think I've got like a permanent ankle problem because of these.
I wonder if you broke something.
I think I did. Yeah. But yeah, no, what happened is it was raining really hard that morning, and I was out getting some gear out of my boat before I left. And I jumped off the back of my boat and just landed on the side of like a tarp that I keep back there. And I turned my ankle over. It was the same one.
I wish I would have seen that on camera.
Dude, it was bad. I mean, I touched earth. And I just like was laying in a puddle of water, just rolling around, like writhing in pain. It was heinous. So
yeah, that sucks.
I don't know. But other than that,
what sucked even worse is that we didn't get to go fishing.
Yeah, that sucked even worse. Not the fact that my ankle literally hurts today as we're sitting here talking. The 3 months later, but sure, yeah, that one day of fishing, that was a bummer for you.
What could have been, dude? What could have been? I mean, chances are that day was probably not going to be great either. I mean, there's, I was
certainly would have been better than what it ended up being, which is just
like
limping around and not getting to go fish.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we all do most days anyways, right? Just limp around and not fish. So, we're in our 40s, or I am. You're almost there. So
39, dude.
I know. I was thinking about some of the trips, like, a great example is the trip to Sugar on the day we went to Derek's birthday party.
Right.
And like that, by all measure, was like, dude, it has to be good. Like, right. It was like, it was the perfect time of year. It was like early April. It was, or when's Derek's birthday? Do you remember?
Yeah. It was, you guess when it was.
It was sometime in April, and it was like I was looking at the weather. I was like, dude, there's no way that this isn't going to be just so good. And dude, it sucked. And I remember, like, it was
bad, dude. I texted you in the middle of the day. I was like, "Are you guys doing any good? What's going on?" Yeah. And you're like, "Yeah, I've caught 2 fish." And it was like it was the dead middle of the day, and I was like, "Well, okay, we've got 3 or 4, so we're having an awesome day." We're killing it.
It was terrible. I mean, I ended up catching at the very end. I caught like a 19.5, which, I won't say saved the day because that didn't save it, but it at least gave me some sort of like, oh yeah, I had a nice fish. But like, that's like one of those days in years past, you have like that's like the day, and you go, and obviously not every day in the springtime's like that, because spring is very hot, cold. Right. But when you look at weather patterns, you're like, ooh, it's been warm for 3 days. The water's not blown out. It's got a little stain on it. It's like, it's this. There's no reason these fish shouldn't be eating. It's like they just weren't eating. It's like I don't, and it's sometimes you can attribute it to maybe like you're not throwing the right thing and stuff. But when I called you guys and you guys are like, yeah, I'm doing terrible, I was like, yeah, it's just what's going on, and yeah, it sucked, dude. And there was a lot of those type of days where it was a grind, and it was like, yeah, I may have caught a 20, and there were a lot of days when I caught 19, 20, and I'm like, okay, I caught one nice one, but like overall it just was like really tough bite. I mean, probably one of the best days that I had was with my brother and Jack, and that was just an evening after work for like 3 hours, and it was lights out, but dude, it was like flooded, like it was like mud ripping, throwing black chatterbaits. Like that was like, we caught 220s in like an hour and a half. Like it was really good, but it was like leaves you a little bit like wanting for more because you're like,
Yeah.
go. I was out there for an hour and a half, dude. What if I was out there all day? What could I have done? But um, yeah, I don't know, man. One of my goals this spring is like, and I try to do it every year, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. Is I try to check off a kind of a list of people that I want to fish with because I'm sure you get the same thing. People will text you and stuff like, "Oh, dude, let's go out, let's go out." And there's like this,
Eh.
well, there's like this, for me, that my personality, what I do is I'm like, yeah, dude, let's go. Oh yeah, we'll get together, knowing that like, not that I don't have intention of going, but like, like, yeah, maybe I'll end up going, maybe I won't, and yeah, I ended up trying to check off some lists. Like Bobby Schmidt is like one of the guys that like he's like wanted to go fishing, and I like haven't. And we ended up going on tippy all day. We had a good day. He caught a 20. It was one of the
Nice.
better days on a crankbait bite, dude. We were on the river, was struggling like I think I caught like 3 or 4 fish up to that time, and it was like noon or like
Mhm.
12:30, and I was like, oh, this is rough. And I ran into Jeremy Hensleeves in a kayak, and he was just like, kind of, yeah, dude, I was having trouble catching him, and I started throwing a crankbait, and I started catching him. And I was like, oh, can't hurt. And dude, sure enough, tied on a crankbait, and it was like, boom, 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 boom. And we probably caught, I don't know, 30, 35 fish in the last like 3 hours. So it was
Nice.
good.
Yeah. It's who else? I mean, other notable folks that you got to go out and
Yeah, mainly my brother, you, I'm trying to think, Andrew, my daughter,
Kevin
went out with
Hawkins.
Hattie. Yeah, Kevin, when we went to the classic, I fished with him. I've fished with like almost a different person every single time. I went out with my dad last weekend because I
Nice.
hadn't been out with him. I am going tomorrow. You don't know about this, but this is like a long time coming. An industry guy. He works for Evolution Outdoors. I don't know if you're familiar with them, but we're gonna talk some collab, the Chegan. So little business meeting on the water, baby. So I'll be on the tippy at like 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. So
There you go. Okay.
yeah, we'll post spawn. So
Evolution Outdoors. Do they do? What do they do?
they make like they're like a Plano competitor, so they make like boxes, like storage, tackle storage. They make like bags, stuff like that. So yeah, pretty.
There you go.
It's an up and coming brand. They're in like Bass Pro and Tackle Warehouse and all that. So, but they came to us and said they wanted to do a collab. So I was like,
There you go.
yeah, it'd be kind of fun. So yeah, we'll see what comes of that.
Not bad. Yeah, man, it was.
Yeah.
The Erie trip happened. So
Yeah, the Erie trip, I feel like the Erie trip, like fishing there was one day that was really good. It was like, it was really good. And then there were a couple days that were just kind of like, it wasn't great. So, but the one
Right.
day when we
One really
fished,
good day.
yeah, we fished with Destin, for those who don't know, and went out there and was on his boat for 3 days, and or 4 days
4 days.
actually. Yeah, yeah. I would say one of the days was really good, and one of the days was like pretty good, and then there was 2 days that were kind of sucky. But I mean, we caught multiple smallmouth over 5 pounds, so it's can't complain. But I kind of feel like I was judging
Kind
for
of,
a
or you maybe
second-rounder.
like you went out there expecting one thing, and it just kind of was a little bit, maybe just a little
Little
different.
off.
Maybe. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
but it
But
was
sometimes you
bad
can't
weather.
control that stuff.
Nah,
So
bad weather, and I don't know. Fishing with a guide is just not, not really my personal favorite thing to do. I like going out and trying to figure it out on my own, and
yeah,
you know,
for sure.
but some people love it
Well, I do think we learned a lot out there.
for
So
sure. I mean, he
yeah,
definitely knows, obviously knows that water, but he's obviously just I mean, there were a lot of times that he was fishing and he was catching fish and I was like, what am I doing? That's different. So,
yeah,
he was definitely like, fishing and catching fish, and I was not catching fish at some points that I was like, man, this guy's he just is better than me. So,
yeah. Well, that's probably a
I mean, he
prerequisite
fishes a
for him
lot.
on
So he
most.
fishes a
Yeah,
lot. He fishes a lot every day, all day long. So
yeah. It was definitely yeah, it was a learning experience. I will say that it was a
for
learning
sure,
experience. I definitely feel like
appreciated it.
we could apply some of the things that we did out there to other Great Lakes. So that's what I'm kind of looking forward to, is like doing a little Michigan action. Maybe outfitting my boat with some better electronics. So,
Yeah,
I was
for sure.
I think that'll be kind of cool. So
I mean, his
we'll see.
electronic setup is, next level, like way, way miles and
It was
miles of
my first live scope
yeah.
thing. Like you saw me up in the front of the boat when I was like finally saw like a couple like, oh, that fish is chasing. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty neat. Yeah, you at the time you were not in a good place. 'Cause
I definitely had one day where I was getting worked pretty bad. I think Dustin probably caught like, 15 fish. You had probably caught 15 fish, and I think I had caught one, or two. So, yeah, I wasn't in the best of moods, but it is what it is. It's fishing. It's not like I definitely did not throw a complete and utter bitch fit like I've done in the past, but
No, you did not. You kept it.
maybe if the
Kept your
guide
cool.
maybe if the
Kept
guide
your cool.
wasn't there, maybe I would have. Maybe I would have thrown. I don't know. The history books are written by the victors, dude, and
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was a
So
cool trip though. I mean, I feel like like I said, experiencing Erie was kind of one of those like, you know,
Erie, Pennsylvania,
yeah,
nice.
Erie, Pennsylvania. Well, let's shout out to what's the pizza place I went
Oh
to?
shoot, yeah. What
Highlight of
was
the trip, baby.
highlight of the
Highlight of
trip?
the trip.
Far and away, the highlight of the trip was
They had
the
a
pizza
huge
place.
selection
Um,
of root beer.
oh damn, that's gonna bother me. Pizza place. I'm gonna look it up right now.
It was named after that guy, that
It was
historical
named
figure.
after like an admiral.
Yeah,
Perry's.
yeah, it was like
Perry's
yeah,
Pizza in Erie,
yeah.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah, it was
Look it
good. It
up,
was
dude.
good pizza, dude. We had some Class A wings there too. That was also
Oh, the
very good.
wings were off the chain about
And
everywhere.
the Asian fusion place is really good too. You had some Wagyu, dude. Go
It
in
was very
there and
nice.
just like I was like, oh, it's a little casual. I don't really want to get dressed up. Chris is ordering Wagyu off the menu.
It
I'm
was
like,
good.
what the heck, dude?
Yeah, it was good, dude. Those trendy Asian fusion waiters got me. They were like,
It was
"Buy it."
good. But that was fun, dude. We had a lot
The
of
food and
hangs.
the hangs were the best part of the trip for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I would say it's the 5 pounds, 5.5 pounds small on the crank. It was pretty good too. But
by the way, I saw a picture on Facebook yesterday of a guy holding a 6-pounder with like the background of the exact, like a very distinctive, like grain elevator type situation.
That slag swag, dude. Slag swag. So
that's what he was going for. But yeah, a lot of rat shit on that trip. You know, a lot of rat fish, just
a lot of
rat behavior out there.
Had a few rat fish for sure.
But you know, that specific trip, the second or the second day of the whole thing was
very good.
That was fun. Crankbait or crank and shrinko.
I mean,
full effect.
without any sort of context of like where we were at. I mean, that was the best day I had this spring. Like, you know, just all, you know, without in a vacuum. It's like, yeah, that's the best day. But it's on Erie in the spring, and you kind of, you know, I was cranking it, dude. I was just cranking it hard out there.
I don't know how your wrist held up. I can tell you, you've built up a lot of reserves. You know, you've got a lot of strength there, but your wrist had to have been just absolutely torqued by the time we got done. It was fun. I gave some other guy a sweaty fishing hat up there that
Chris is like, we meet this guy. He's like, says something like, "Oh, what's that? You know, Smalley stuff." And like, I was thinking like, "Oh, I'm gonna like send him some stuff or whatever."
No
Chris
need.
like,
no need. I got you.
This sweat drenched, like stained hat. Was like, "Here you go, dude. You can have this one."
I gave the man my hat.
He holds it, and he was like, "Oh."
He acted
definitely did not put it on his head.
Acted offended. I've only worn that hat like twice. It wasn't that sweat stained.
I mean, I only wore it to 2 marathons.
Yeah, I only wore it to 2 different Ironmans. Obviously, I'm not running Ironmans. Look at this. So, anyways, you guys want to? So I'll tell you a great Derek Burton story. Did I already tell you this?
This is a great. So you can do this story, and then to give our audience a little teaser, after this, we're going to go through our top 5 baits of the spring. So,
okay. So I'm going to give you like, so we went to Cedar Point with the Burton family and my family, and they stayed at a Airbnb just a few minutes away. And on the last day of the trip, you know, we didn't really talk about when we were leaving. They were in a separate Airbnb, and I just, you know, on the last night of the last full day, you know, I just kind of said, "Hey, thanks for coming. We'll see you guys later. Love you, bud. Blah, 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 blah. Fist bump. See you later." Thinking like the next time I see Derek Burton, could be 2 days from now. It could be 6 months with the way that guy operates. You know, you may never know. So we get into our drive on Tuesday morning, and we're like an hour and a half back towards home. We pull up at a gas station, and they're the Burtons. They're just there at the gas station. I was like, "Whoa, hey, what's up?" You know, we said hi, talked for a few minutes, and then they got back on the road. We actually ordered food, and we're messing around for a little bit. And then I was like, "All right, let's get back on the road." So we drive like another 2.5 hours back towards home. I pull into another gas station near Fort Wayne. And like, I'm like farting around in my car, messing with stuff. And I look up, and Shannon, his wife, is standing there just pointing at me, laughing. Like, "What are you doing here?" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, what are you doing here?" So she's like, "Oh, Derek, you know, he's inside taking a dump. You know, he got like whatever, he had to go." And I'm like, so this idea emerged that I was like, I'm going to get Derek. I got a pretty good idea. So I like walk inside, and there's like a big long line of people waiting. He'd obviously been in there for like a while. And so I'm kind of waiting at the back of the line, and I started acting like really impatient. I was like, you know, act like really like I had to go, you know? So I like walked up to the front of the line and just like hammered on the door. I go, "Hey man, there's there's a line out here. And I hear Derek on the inside just go, I'm trying to take a shit in here, man. You had no idea it was me.
That's so funny, dude.
Oh my gosh. Ashley, my wife was standing nearby and she's like, that's not Henry. What are you doing? You know, she thought I was messing with my son or whatever. And I was like, I know. I was like, that's Derek. And I think he heard me say that's Derek and was like, hey man, he like texted me. He's like, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that was you. And we had a good laugh about that. But it was funny, like seeing your boy in there just absolutely dropping a hand grenade into a toilet and like the line of people standing outside. And I just saw like 2 or 3 people like completely not want to be there when this guy came out to confront me and just like walk away. Like they were like, I saw this guy like grab his wife. It's like, let's get out of here. Like there's about to be a fight when this guy comes out of the bathroom.
That's such a classic Burton story, dude. You got him. You got it. You don't get the opportunity to do that to your buddies very often.
No. And when you do, like you must take full advantage.
It's like that. So, it's like the Jolly General, dude. It's like the Jolly General.
So, you messed up. You said Jolly General. Your friends.
You can't. You know what happens when you say Jolly General in front of your friends.
Another kind of funny thing happened on that trip, but I was with one of my best friends, Aaron Loomis. We were on like a nature walk, you know, when the family's back at the house, just a little bit of bro time out walking around. By the way, shameless plug for this app called Merlin. Have you ever heard of this?
Nope.
It's insane. It's the coolest app. This is going to sound lame, but it's not. It's actually cool as hell. It's an artificial intelligence type program that literally.
I don't want to hear any more, dude. Don't even plug.
Just let me. The robots got one. They got one thing right. So what it does is it like you put it like out and press record, and it like knows your location. Like you share your location with it, and it will listen. And any birds that are around making noise, it identifies the call that they're making by the species, and it's insanely accurate because I know some of the bird noises, and it was dead on, but it will identify what birds are making noise around you, and it'll like tell you when they're calling, so you can know which bird is making which call. It's really cool. And then you can like read.
This does sound so gay.
It's not. It's really cool.
It's so gay. I was prepared for something much cooler.
You should actually before you start shitting all over it, because I know that's who you are. You're shitter off. You probably will never download it only because I recommended it. But you should check it out. It's very neat. It's nature. So anyway, so me and Aaron are out on this walk. I'm Merlining, dude. I'm just like, this is sick. You know, we're in like some like nature preserve. I'm like, there's like eagles and you know all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, this is awesome. So we like walk out, and Erie is like super choppy because there was like a storm that like right like up until we went on our walk, it was storming. So like big swell, dude, like big swell. Like it was loud and like ferocious. So we're like standing on the seawall, like way back. And I'm like watching it for a while. And like no waves are even coming close to the top of this like seawall. So I was like, well, let's go out there. Cause we could go out like 30 or 40 yards, like out to the edge of the lake. So we like go out there and dude, we got hit with a wave that like, literally hit me like shoulder high while I'm standing on this seawall. And Aaron's jacked as hell. He's like 6'1", you know, probably like 200 pounds.
Shredded,
he's like
dude.
shredded. He's absolutely shredded. It like almost knocks him off of his feet. He's like, he's like stumbling into the rocks. And dude, it was like, I mean, it like so much water was like over the top of us that we were like it almost took our feet out. Like it almost took us out to sea. So I was like,
oh man.
let's get out of here. So we start running along the edge of the seawall, and we got hit with another one, dude. And the wave hit me like in the middle of the back. And I was like, oh, like screaming. So the water is like 58 degrees. So I mean, we like jumped up on top of the like high pile of rocks or whatever. And I was like, holy shit, we're both my shoes are completely filled with water. Like everything below my ears was soaked. Like I was like a drowned rat. I had a pair of sweatpants on. I had to like tie them up so they wouldn't fall down. It was quite funny. I've got a picture of it somewhere.
So did you at any point in that trip, did you wish you brought a rod with you?
Yes, but I did go fishing.
Oh, did you?
Burton brought a rod and I went fishing right where the I think it's the Huron River flows in.
Uh-huh.
And I caught a pretty nice smallmouth. Yeah.
Did you really? I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
it was probably the craziest smallmouth I've ever caught. I actually had 2 of them on, but I
Let's
lost
hear
one.
this. I haven't heard the story, dude.
I mean, the seas were angry that day and went out there and no, we were like, Burton caught a nice largemouth, and then we just went on walkabout, and I was like, "Oh, there's like this river that flows in to the lake." And I was like, "I bet you they'll be like stacked up in the mouth of that." So I put on Burton had like a spinning rod, so I just put on a dark sleeper and we went out on the seawall and I caught it was probably like a 3.5, 4 pounder. I mean, it was big. But I had
Oh,
to like
dang.
it was the waves are just crashing into the seawall because it stormed pretty much the first 3 days we were there. So like the I had to like wait for a wave. Like I was fighting the smallmouth. I had to wait for a wave to come in and like pull it up on the wave and like boat flip it up onto the bank. It was pretty fun.
Yeah.
There's no way I would have gone down to the water line to get a fish because I would have gotten like tossed. It was that
Uh,
violent. So yeah, it was
uh.
pretty fun.
I've never I have fished around the area, but I've never done a Cedar Point trip and decided to fish at all. But
It's good. I hope they're
the last
bigger
time I
than
thought
the
about going, I was like, dude, I need to like book a guide trip when I come here. Just take a like for a day, just take a boat out. It's like you
yeah, so
probably crush.
it was so we were at the Nickel Plate Beach Fishing Pier. That's where we were, the Huron River, where it flowed in. The river
Huh.
was like 0 inches of visibility, because of the storms. But the lake, right, I was kind of fishing like the mud line where the river flowed out, and I had another bigger one on. I just couldn't get it. I couldn't boat flip it, and it snapped me off. So
Oh, dang, that
it was
sucks.
like because I mean I was 10 feet above the water. Because the waves are so big. So I was like, I tried to boat flip it, and it went down into this crevice, and I was like, oh shit! I like was trying to get it out of this crevice, and I got it out of the crevice, and it snapped off and flopped into the water.
Mm,
So
yeah, that
yeah, it was
sucks.
fun. Yeah.
That's someone else I didn't mention I fished with is Burton. So I got to go.
Yeah.
We did a decently long day. Went
Oh,
on White. So yeah,
congrats
good
to
day.
Big to know. New boat.
Yeah, he I've
Tried to get us to go out on his maiden voyage. We weren't having it.
him and Burton are going on Sunday.
Really.
So yeah, I just
I'll
texted him
pray for
today
you.
about it.
I'll say
Yeah, I know. That's a crew right there, but operating a jet boat for the first time,
I
like
dude, I mean operating any boat for the first time, but especially like on a river, like doing it's pretty tricky. The
well,
first time I took your boat out, my old boat out, I took my whole like my kids, my dad, and I like almost
oh,
had like
you did?
yeah, I almost had like a major incident. I like spun it out and I was like, oh my God, I had no clue
Yeah.
what to do with it. So
Yeah, it's definitely tough. I think even more so than running with a big motor, it's you like trying to fish and do the trolling motor at the same time if you're not used to it, it's still a challenge now that
For sure.
even I've done it a lot, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm pretty jealous about that boat though. You got a rock proof. Sick.
I can't wait to fish out of it. So I can't wait to see you wreck that thing so hard, dude. You're gonna wreck that thing so hard.
I'm gonna evil Knievel that over. I'm gonna try to ramp over a river with it.
Just pin the throttle and jump out of it.
Ghost Rider.
Wherever it goes, dude.
I'm gonna Ghost Rider it right into some of those wing dams on the south side.
We'll see if this bitch is really rock proof, dude.
Just make full eye contact with the now and bail out the side of it. So
I saw a rock proof on a Tippy on Sunday. So it was
one on Erie. We saw one on Lake Erie and a River Pro.
I know. We pulled up next to a stoplight in a black rock proof. We were like, roll down the window, and we're like, roll down your window. And he was like, rolled it down. We're like, sick rock proof, dude. And then just left. So cool.
Made his day, dude. He probably is like, yeah, babe, you never believe I was at the spot. I was at the stoplight and these guys just came up and I told you this was a good investment. I told you we should empty our IRAs for this boat.
That guy will remember that for a long time for sure. No doubt. But yeah, man. Like I said, I'm going out tomorrow, so I got a spot. I'm not gonna give it away. I think you fished it with me once, maybe. I have this spot that I go to in the summertime every morning when I launch from a specific place, and they're like always fish there. Like they're always like, and what's cool about it is you can sit and you can watch and you'll see them like eating like every morning. You'll see them. Now, sometimes you go there and you catch a bunch of 12-inchers, which is the case the last weekend when I went out. We caught fish, but they were all 12-inchers. Other times you catch like a couple 19s. So it just depends on what the fish are. So I'm looking forward to, I'm going to take, his name's Matt Hassler. I'm going to go straight to that spot. I'm going to spot lock. I'm going to be like, hey, I'm not even going to fish. I'm going to be like, just throw a spook or a pop or whatever you got. Throw it right up there.
So you're going to guide him. You're going to fishing guide
basically him. I'm going to do it for about 10 minutes. And then I'm going to be like, all right, I'm fishing the rest of the time. But some guys fish a lot too. So,
Yeah. Well, is this like the type of thing where you're like, he's just a fisherman and you guys are just hanging out, or are you like guiding him?
Yeah. So the story is he like came up to us at the Classic, and he's from Noblesville, and he had just took that job. He's the lead product designer for them. And and he was like, hey, I've been following you guys since you started. He's like, I'm a huge fan. He's like, I took this job. He wasn't in the fishing industry before. He was in some different outdoor part of the outdoor industry. And he was like, as soon as I took this job, he's like, oh, I got to do something with the Chegan guys. So, it's kind of where it came from. So he likes to fish, obviously. He lives in Noblesville, so fishes the white some. And first time in jet boat, I think, though. So try not to throw him out. Try not to throw him out of the jet.
You don't need your swim baits, do
you? No, you're holding them hostage, dude. Every day I get
I've been asking for nudes.
Chris is like, send nudes and I'll give you your swim baits.
Send me a nude and I'll get your baits back. Don't worry about it. Not a big deal. I don't even have the internet. What am I going to do with them? They're just going to be saved on my machine.
Dude, I have had some before we got to do the bait thing here in a sec, but I have had some crazy stuff happen on the water this spring. For one, I took a chatterbait to the face, and Chris was with me that night. Just completely bloodied me up, like
dude, you talk so much shit about how you don't ever get hooks in your body and how you don't.
I got hit in the face.
You
I
don't
got hit
take
in the face
damage
like
from
this.
bait.
Yeah, I had to,
I
and then
control the bait. The bait doesn't control me, is what he said. Stuff like that.
and then we're in Erie on Destin's boat, and I'm like talking about getting hooks in yourself for
I
some
haven't gotten a
reason.
hook
And
in
I was like,
myself since
dude, I
I was
haven't got a hook.
7.
Yeah, I legitimately think I was like 15 the last time. And not shitting you, that night I was on the phone with my wife, not paying attention, and I literally jammed a spinnerbait hook in my cuticle. It was in between my fingernail and my skin, and it was past the barb, dude. And luckily I pushed it down and was able to pop it out fairly, without incident. But then I was with Derek and fishing on the front deck and got a crankbait stuck in the tree and just kind of yanked it. And dude, it literally beeline straight from my foot and buried one of the trebles in the top of my foot. I mean, way past the barb. So then we had to do the whole. I got it on camera, by the way. I got the removal on camera because I had to trolling motor over to the bank, and then I took the crankbait off the split ring, so it's just the bait. And Derek was acting kind of like squeamish. He's like, well, I don't know how I'm supposed to do this. And I'm like, well, I was like, we're gonna tie some braided. I go get me some braided line, and he gives me the braided piece of braided line like that big. I'm like, I need like a long piece to put around it.
When we get together with that guy, we always we laugh our asses off. I mean, that guy's so freaking funny, man.
I know. Well, he was like, oh, what if I pull and you like hit me or something? And I was like, I'm not gonna hit you, dude. I was like, let's just get this. I just want to get this hook out on top of my foot.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I will say, like, I've had to pull. I've never used the braid thing before. I just always use like a pair of pliers or something.
I could have definitely done it with pliers, but
I've never done it.
I tied the braid on. I tied the braid on the shank of the hook, and then I just pushed down with my finger on in between the other two trebles, and then Derek was going to do it, and I was like, dude, I can do this really easy. So I just pushed down, and then it came right out. It wasn't a big deal.
MacGyver, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think. There's honestly some kind of like. I've had some that trip in particular. There was like a couple just off the wall things that happened. But I mean, when you go with Burton, there's
gonna catch.
There's
a
chance.
He's gonna catch fish. He's a good fisherman, and you're gonna get some wild, something crazy going.
He broke off a couple really nice ones. I caught a 20 at the very end of the day. I caught a 20.
I think people lose sight of because he makes funny videos, but the dude is a hammer. He can absolutely fish.
Yeah,
for sure.
Derek can fish. Really, he's a great fisherman. Yeah, he caught a muskie. Caught a muskie this spring. No, Derek did. Oh, well, he didn't catch it. He broke it off. But
I thought you caught one that went through the
I did catch a muskie. Yeah, I caught a muskie. And that was another person I went out with. My brother-in-law, David, and Ross. They've been asking to go out, and I was like, "Oh, let's just go out." And
you don't go out with them very much, so
I've never been out with David. They've never been on my boat, or Ross. So yeah, we'll go out there, and I hooked a muskie on a crankbait, and dude, they were like dumbfounded. They were like, "Oh my gosh, that's the biggest fish I've ever seen in my life." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's a nice muskie." And I was like, "Get the net." And David, he's like really nervous, and I was like, "All right, just wait until I say," and then just kind of scoop it up. And I got it worn out. He did scoop it up. He did fine. And I must have had like a tear in my must have had like a tear in my net. And muskie, their noses are really skinny. It like wriggled out its nose out. And I'm thinking like, it's not coming out of the net. And David's holding it over the water, but it like keeps shaking and rips another part of the net open and just like swims out into the river. I was like, oh my God, you gotta be kidding me. Definitely wasn't his fault. So
I gotta get off here. I hate to end this prematurely, but
you getting the text, dude?
Not from Ash. Just it's a client, so
that sucks. I'll probably stay on here. I'm gonna do my top 5 baits because I've been leaving people hanging. So
I'm gonna do one. I'm gonna add one to it before I go.
All right.
6 cents divine. 6 cents divine swim baits.
Big 6 cents divine.
I like them. I like them. I think they work, but people I've heard people say that they don't like them, but I like them.
I don't use them, so I have no opinion. But I've seen you catch fish on them.
I'm just gonna add you.
I've seen you catch fish on them, so I know they work. If Chris can catch fish on them, it's a great bait.
I felt that way that one day. That one down here, it was bad. I was in the dumps for sure.
Yeah, we all have those days. Well, dude, it was nice chatting it up. I'll give you a call tomorrow, let you know how I did.
Yeah, good luck.
I'm gonna stay on here and do a little bait talk real quick, and then do some Achigan updates, and then I'll sign us off. So, but yeah, dude.
Oh wait, do I don't want to exit out and lose my.
If you just hit, hang on, I'll just put you off stage. So,
hold on, let me. Okay, that's fine. I'm not gonna close it.
All right, love you. Bye. All right, now we got rid of the dead weight here. I'm gonna finish this episode. So, kind of going back to the top 5 baits of the spring. Probably a list is not going to surprise very many people because a lot of these baits are just good baits. But I will say they're different for me. I typically I'm a spinnerbait guy in the spring. I don't know that I've caught more than like 2-3 fish on a spinnerbait, which is weird for me. Weird water conditions. I usually throw it when it's a little dirtier. We had a lot of clear water in the spring. It was either clear or flooded. So having a lot of that, but going through 5 through 1, 5 being the least. I'm trying to think of what my number 5 would be. So let's go number 5. I'm gonna look at what I've caught some of my fish on. Number 5. I tell you what, I've tried to force this bait too much this year, but I'm going to give it a 5 because it hasn't produced as well as what the time I've given it, but I've still caught some big fish on it. It's the Mag Draft. Mag Draft, if you would have asked me what coming into the spring, what my number 1 bait was going to be, I probably would have said a Mag Draft. And I've thrown it a lot and have not had great success on it. So Mag Draft number 5. Let's see here. Yeah, some other trips I'm kind of reminiscing on. So went to the New River with the family. That was fun. Fishing absolutely sucked. But yeah, I did catch a couple decent ones on a Mag Draft there. Okay, so we got the Mag Draft at 5. Okay, I know my 1 and 2 for sure. So I got 3 and 4. Okay, so I'm gonna go 4. I'm gonna go a fluke, and fluke the rest of the year, like summertime, could be my number 1. But yeah, it's come on more so towards the end of the spring than it has towards the beginning. I typically don't fish a fluke until like summer, but it actually played a really big role in my fishing, especially the last like month. So fluke number 4. Number 3 is going to be probably the hardest here. So let's give number 3. I want to say munchie because I've caught some nice fish on a munchie, but I didn't give it enough time. I feel like, um, what do I want to go with the number 3? Let's see. I'm looking back at my pictures of all the fish I've caught. So number 3, I have had some decent, a couple of decent days. One in particular, I'm gonna go with a Vision 110. So I've thrown suspending jerkbait a decent amount, and I've caught some nice fish on it. Definitely not as many fish as a lot of people do on a jerkbait. Had some fish on Erie on it, but yeah, it had a couple decent little flurries with the jerkbait. If I'm being honest, I probably would put that down at 4 and then a fluke at 3. So we'll do mag draft at 5, do a jerkbait at number 4, fluke at 3. Number 2, and this is something I got away from throwing for a long time. It's a staple in many people's box, but the crankbait. Crankbait bite. And I told a little bit of story about being on the tippy and getting a hot tip from Mr. Hensley. And yeah, dude, I started putting in my hand a little bit more. I've gotten a lot of work out of that fiberglass Legend Glass St. Croix rod. And yeah, I've been just caught a lot of big fish on it. I caught that muskie on a crankbait. I had the best day of the year on a crankbait in Erie. Destin obviously gave me some tips on what type of crankbait to throw and that sort of thing. Not going to give that away, but yeah, crankbait's pretty fun out there. Number 1, probably going to be on a lot of people's number 1, but there was no denying it. It was a chatterbait jackhammer. So had a good jackhammer bite last weekend. Did a bunch of work with jackhammers, or that's typically the Evo, the jackhammers that I use, 1/2 ounce. And yeah, man, I've been playing around with my trailers a little bit, doing some different stuff. I'm not gonna give away what I'm using exactly for my trailers. I have thrown the Mini Max around as well and had some decent luck on it. But yeah, the chatterbait has produced most of my 20s this year. And yeah, no surprise there. Just a workhorse bait. It's very versatile. You can fish it slow, you can fish it fast, you can fish it, dirty water. I don't fish with chatterbait a ton in clean water. I'll drop down to that Mini Max if it's clean. But the Mini Max, I caught a bunch of fish on that as well this spring. So I didn't want to give it a separate category. So yeah, we got mag draft at 5, jerkbait at 4, fluke at 3, crankbait at 2, and a jackhammer on 1. So you can tell I'm a power fisherman. So pretty much all that stuff's power stuff. I did definitely caught some fish on Ned rigs and that sort of thing. Did some drop shotting in Erie, caught some fish on that. But not my go-to for sure, to my detriment sometimes. And in fact, I didn't talk about the Kayak Adventure Series tournament, which I got like 25th or something like that in, which is an absolute pooper in Indiana. And although I will say this, it wasn't my home water. It was a lot of the water where I fished the tournament, never fished it before practice on this particular river. But yeah, had a kind of a crappy tournament on that. And yeah, I probably should have slowed down a little bit. I was for throwing power. I was trying to really dial on the power bite. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the 5 baits. Talking a little bit about Achigan, small games in full effect. We got, really everything is, a lot of new guys participating. Some of the OGs are not doing it this year, which I'm a little sad about. I'm not going to call them out, but a little sad. I'm still doing it. for those who aren't paying attention, it's a boardless deal this year, but we do the game pieces and you can put them wherever. And yeah, it's a little bit different, but still challenging. We have the snacks pieces, so I haven't done any snacks pieces. I've just been turning in my like actual fish, so I'm gonna have to do some work here on the snack stuff. We got, like I said, we got that small games is going on. We got some new hats, a couple new shirts. We got a new design I'm really excited about that Andrew's been working on. I'll just lay this out there. It's a V2 of the River Rat design. So if you like the first River Rat, probably going to like this one. It's going to launch in the summertime. So yeah, and then got some other Munchie projects going on. The Munchies, we got a drop that should happen next week. Pretty big drop. And then yeah, we got some variants of the Munchie. We got some R&D going on. My boy Jeff Daly's been in the lab doing some pouring. I got a couple protos that I'm going to be trying out tomorrow. So yeah, we got that going on, and yeah, you never know what might pop up with the Chi. And I'll be honest, I've been so busy with my medical business that I'm, kind of haven't had the time to put in a Chi that I normally do. But this should be something that we'll get some relief pretty soon. Upcoming tournaments, I got the next. I really didn't, haven't really done many tournaments. I'm not doing many tournaments this year, but I am looking forward to doing the Bronze Quest, the Kayak Adventure Series. Is going to be up in Wisconsin on the Menominee River in Green Bay, or not Green Bay. I can't remember. I think that is Green Bay, wherever it dumps in to Lake Michigan there. So that's coming up. That's not until August, so we got a little ways, but I'm really pumped about that. So, but yeah, man, can't complain. Life's been good, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to the summer bite. Post spawn's upon us, and I think we're probably through the worst of that, like really bad post spawn bite. I imagine tomorrow when I go out, it should be fairly good. So, but that's all I got. Yeah, till next time, breathe the fodder, baby.